signaled the official start of the rainy season with the passage of the first tropical wave. This rainy season is being followed by the hurricane season, which began on June 1st and will run through November 30th. The Meteorological Services of Trinidad and Tobago, in keeping with this year's World Met Day theme, Weather and Climate, Engaging Youth, is embarking on a drive to ensure that the population is aware of the impact of weather systems. Historically, Tobago has experienced tremendous incidents of landslides and devastation that has affected the island's economy and ultimately the livelihoods of residents. Tobago has experienced the passage of several storms, hurricanes and tropical wave systems which have adversely impacted communities and individuals. In 1963, the passage of Hurricane Flora wreaked havoc on the island, and the effects of the passage of Hurricane Ivan in 2004 resulted in loss to life and livelihoods in Tobago. Meteorologist assigned to the Crown Point Met Station, Mr. Simon Craig, says the National Hurricane Center in Miami advises that the outlook for the hurricane season 2014 for the Atlantic Basin forecasts a below-average season.
With between 8 to 13 named storms, right? And of which you should have about 2 that are becoming actual significant, or they talk about category 3 and above, right? Now for the reason why they're going for this this below average season is as a result of the expectation of the El Nino event happening in this summer leading up to August. Now with this happening, research has shown that in the event of when the El Nino is forming, or in an El Nino event, we tend to have less tropical storms or hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin. It's not to say that we're not going to have storms or we're not going to have severe storms.
For Trinidad and Tobago, the outlook is for an average of 5 storms being formed within the basin. The meteorologist says with regard to the effect of the hurricane season on this country, the outlook is for a 10% chance of one weather system coming close to Trinidad and an 18% chance of a system coming close to Tobago. Mr. Craig is advising marine operators, fishermen and other marine interests that there will be a near-average rainfall in Trinidad and a slightly above average forecast for Tobago. The meteorologist is strongly urging those with marine interests to pay close attention to the regular bulletins issued by the Meteorological Services of Trinidad and Tobago during the rainy and hurricane season.
Well, the outlook is for a drier or below average earlier part, which will be for the months of June, July and August, and for above average latter half of the actual rainy season. So from the outlook, the conditions seem a bit more favorable for activity out in the ocean for the earlier part of it. But you just keep mindful that even though it is that we're expecting below average values, not necessarily to say that all of it doesn't fall, say in 1 or 2 days, right? It's just that for the average, we're just saying that earlier part of it, right? So they should just keep tuned to the media and those persons who relay the forecasts that will be issued from either this office or from the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service on a whole.
Mr. Craig explains the forecast for the first 3 months, June through August, is for a less than average rainfall, while for the latter, there is an expected increase for rainfall.
For the earlier parts, we would expect something in the area of, say, 500 millimeters of rainfall. That's average. That's approximately, say, 1.5 feet of rainfall if it is that there were no runoff. So say, for example, if I use normal average 6 foot guy, that would about a quarter of his height, right? About knee height in water then, right? And then for the latter half, which is approximately, say, 600 to 700 millimeters of rainfall, it's closer to 2 foot of water, which would be more like thigh height of water if there was no runoff.
At the Met Service at Crown Point, there are a number of equipment used to monitor and gauge the weather in order to provide forecasts on a daily basis. Acting Senior Met Assistant Rondell Manswell gave a tour of the instrument enclosure area.
There's the recording rain gauge, There's the automatic weather station, there's the evaporation pan, and there are Stevenson screens which have the specific exposure criteria for thermometers.
The Meteorological Services of Trinidad and Tobago has issued this important rainy and hurricane season outlook, as the agency believes this data is vital in guiding policymakers, the relevant emergency agencies, and the general public.